All right, Carlos, we got to talk about the movie, but we got to start with the production company because you and Alexa, you've got Good For You Entertainment that you guys have launched. Talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, we ever since Alexa and I got together, our dream was always to create our own movies and produce them ourselves. Obviously, I feel like every actor or most actors, they dream of that. And about 15, I'd say 12 to 15 years ago, I started, making friends with these two guys, Mike and George, and then Alexa came into the picture, and the four of us we really we just had a passion for creating, and we started storyboarding and making these different types of movies. And then we had a 10-year hiatus and didn't really speak to each other, little mini falling out. And about a year and a half ago, we got back together. We all got married. We had all have kids, and now our kids are friends. And we thought, is this the time? Like, could we do this again? And we just kind of did it. And I pitched this idea to Great American Family. They ran with it. They loved it. And I asked, would it be possible if our production company, Good For You Entertainment, got to produce it? And they said yes. And it was kind of one of those moments where you call the group and you're like, guys, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And this was the coolest experience. We had our hands in every aspect of this movie. I mean, you name it, and this was our baby. So,
well, you guys have done everything too. I mean, you do everything from music to acting to producing. So being able to create something like this, I always say, I think it's a miracle to get a movie made. I mean, when you look at the whole process of what it takes, from the funding down to the mechanics of all of it, it's crazy. And here you guys are, you've got your film, Getting Back for Christmas, that hits on the 14th on Great American Family. What is it like to actually see the film done, airing? Like, because I know it's a crazy process getting there.
Yeah, I mean, we're so blessed because, like you said, most people don't get to make a movie and have it come out. So let alone make the movie, but actually have it come out. I have a lot of friends who have spent a lot of money making movies and nobody's seen it. So for us, we had this idea a little under a year ago. It was November 12th of last year. I know because you always remember your first. This is our first. So November 12th of last year, and to be here on December 12th, knowing that it's coming out in 2 days, that we shot it and it's coming out, people are going to see it. It's wild.
Yeah. What are you? Okay, so everything you guys do, there's a purpose to it, right? And obviously, sure, entertainment's entertainment. It's going to entertain you. What kind of messages from this movie do you think are going to hit people? What are the messages you want to hit people when they're done watching it?
Okay, so I think a lot of people watching this are probably familiar with this genre of movie. The Christmas love story. Great American does it a lot. Hallmark, Lifetime, you name it. Even Netflix and Amazon are getting into this.
They're all doing it. It's the pattern, right? It's the
pattern.
All doing
it.
Works. Yeah.
But I think at the heart of whatever everyone's doing is that that Christmas spirit, but that family friendly content that just feels good during the holidays. So we came into this from day one. Once we got that green light, we said, here's the story. But before we do anything, let's hire the right people who are going to be collaborative, because that's the most important thing to us. Best idea wins. It's not like my idea has to work. It's best idea wins. But most importantly, we wanted to elevate what has been done over the last, handful of years. Everyone has this standard for these types of movies. And I said, if we're going to spend the money, if we're going to give up weeks, months of our lives, let's just elevate that. And on day one showing up to set, because we were actually in control now, which is never the case. Normally we're just actors and we're like, hi, we're here to work. We came in from day one and we just set the bar high. We said, listen, we're going to pray before it every single day, and we're going to set the tone. And if you're not a believer, it's okay. Just be here with us so we can.
This is what we're doing. Yeah, this is what we're doing. Yeah.
And we set the tone from day one. We started with prayer, and we told everyone, I know you've probably made a ton of these movies. Throw that whatever, that hat, just take it out, and let's just do more this time. If normally, we just put, 2 cameras here, we shoot 2 sides and we're out. Let's not do that. let's do a little bit extra. Let's make it feel special. And I really think that we did that with this movie. It looks different. It feels different. My band, Angels and Kings, me and Alex Marshall wrote all the music. So everything is just like it. To me, it feels elevated for this genre of movie.
I love that. Well, no, and that's important. I think, always trying to kind of iterate, do things a little different, get people thinking about, because look, these are fun movies. Everybody loves them. The pattern works. That's why everybody's doing them. But to take that approach, I think, is pretty incredible. But I want to ask you a little bit of a deeper question, because over the years, I feel like I've interviewed you guys a million times over the years now, and getting to kind of see your journeys as your faith has gotten deeper, right? As you've gone deeper into faith, how have your aspirations, your goals in the industry changed? How have they evolved alongside that?
Yeah. Well, our production company is called Good for You Entertainment, because we really believe in creating content that is good for you, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a faith movie. A movie
Sure.
with Jesus at the center, and Jesus. Like, here's the thing: we really believe in kingdom-hearted content. So the people creating it, Jesus may be the center of their lives. So the content that they're going to create is going to have that kingdom heart, whether the actual line is Jesus or not, right? So for us, we feel we feel very strongly that we need more content that is family friendly. It doesn't need to be PG-13 or R to be a good movie. Like, you look at the top grossing films,
Yeah.
they're all G.
I was just going to say, they're not the movies that perform. The movies that perform are what we're talking about. This is what performs. Yeah.
Right. So, and I don't know the exact percentage. I was just talking to somebody about this, but they were saying it's something like 70% of the films out there are PG-13, R, whatever, and like all the ratings. But the ones that are really performing are the family-friendly ones. So, not that we're chasing, the performance or the money, because for us it's not about that. It's truly about creating content that is going to be good for you. And we feel really passionate about that. And we just made a movie. I believe the rating would be PG, right? And it's a great movie for the whole family. The little kids can watch it, your grandma can watch it, and I can watch it. So
Yeah, no, I love that. And that's the thing. Like, it doesn't always have to be a Christian movie, right? It can be, I think, like the way that Hollywood has gone with a lot of the content, it's like, why don't we just create things that don't lead me down a path that's going to be where I don't want to go, that don't get me thinking about things I shouldn't be thinking about? I think that's a lot of what we need to see. And it needs to be a wide range. And honestly, I feel like we need horror movies in that genre. We need everything in that genre, right? Like,
well, no,
yeah,
listen, people can do that. Like, I'm not sitting here saying no, like, we don't want that, because there are a lot of other rated movies that I love. There's some horror movies that I love, and going there and having an army movie, like where you see the blood and like, that's really cool, and those have to be rated a certain way for kids. I just think I miss, like, what's that one movie, Jingle All the Way, with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, yeah.
That's one of my.
I just watched that the other night with my kids. Yeah,
get out of here!
Yeah.
It's
100%.
such a great movie. The whole family can watch it. It hits all the demos, and it's family friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing, because I want to make a point I think is important here to what you just said. Some of these war movies, some of these, like, I don't have a problem if there's a purpose to what you're showing, right? A lot of times there's not a purpose. For me, I'm like, okay, well, why? Why are we doing this? If there's a purpose, like, I get it. And I think that's all fine. But to be creating content like what you guys are that everybody can watch, that is important. That is a powerful thing. Now, the film hits the 14th. We're obviously speaking 2 days before that. And I'm going to ask you this. You might not have the answer yet, but what's next for the production company? Like, are you guys looking beyond this yet? Or are you so in it right now that you're kind of waiting?
Honestly, I can't wait for this week to be over. Since July, I have eat, slept, everything, getting back for Christmas. So I think, one, we don't want to get stuck in this in this genre. We have some really great ideas. We're going to continue to try and make the movie and actually have it come out. But I think Great American, first of all, I thank them so much for giving us an opportunity, and I think it's going to pay off, because we are kind of the young guns of this in this genre right now. So I think it's I think it's a fresh new take on these movies, and I think it will pay off. So thank you to them. But I mean, there's so many things. I mean, I really want to make faith-based movies that aren't bad.
Yeah.
I want to make faith-based movies that reach the people who don't believe in Jesus. Because to me, that is the ultimate goal,
Yeah.
right? Having people who don't believe in Jesus go, I gotta watch this movie, and then leave the movie going, oh, that made me think a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
No, I love that. I love that. And I got to ask you this too, because you guys have had a really crazy year, and I've been encouraged watching you guys navigate the year publicly the way that you have, with loss and just struggle. And here you are, you worked this entire year. You were both creative. You were doing all of this. How have you grown spiritually and I know this is sort of a loaded question, but in 2024, in light of all of it, the ups, the downs, everything you guys have gone through?
Yeah. I mean, God has just been covering us. We moved to Tennessee back in February after having this dream to sail the world with our family. I think the last time we talked, I was on a boat.
You were on a boat. Yeah. The last time we did an interview, you were on a boat.
Now,
yeah.
my background's quite a bit different. I'm catching up to you though, because yours looks so good. I'd say we've really been listening to God and just taking leaps versus baby steps. Like when he calls us, when he called us to move here, it wasn't like, okay, well, let's just see if it, 6 months. No, it was like, well, he's calling us. Let's go. Like, let's just like, he will open those doors. And after, some people might not know, but my wife had a stillbirth with our fourth child in April. I think it was April, right? April 14th. Man, it just feels like times like this, but which was really hard. But God's timing with everything, getting us off the boat. He put us into this incredible place with so much community. We had found a church the week before that we loved, and Indy passed away on a Saturday, and then we spent the whole Saturday here at the house, kind of just processing and praying and mourning. It was just crazy. And that night, we were like, "Do we go to church tomorrow? Is that too soon?" And we're like, "No, it's not too soon. That's what we're supposed to do, and we're not supposed to be alone in this." So, me, Alexa, and our 3 kids went to church that next day, and we didn't know anybody. It was our second time ever going, and we were worshiping. And it's a smaller church, and I'll never forget that we're standing in the middle, and the worship team is in front of us, and Lex and I are holding each other, and we're just bawling. Nobody knew who we were, but the entire church surrounded us, laid hands on us, and it was like this supernatural peace just came over us regarding the entire situation. And it was like God saying, like, you're not alone. I got you, and I have you here for a reason. And I'm going to take, this and make it into something amazing. Like, just watch. And yeah, I just, it's been amazing to see, especially with Alexa, how much God has been working in her through this loss. Because how do you live after that?
Yeah. It's kind of amazing that you guys, you've been able to work. A lot of people would shut down for the year. They wouldn't do another thing. You especially a wife who was literally carrying the baby in the womb for 8-9 months. Like, what? So the peace that we have over it, it's truly, I just keep saying it's just supernatural. Like God is just covering us, and we just have this really amazing peace that, he has a reason for everything, and he takes, whatever the enemy meant for evil, and, he turned it to good. So. Well, and your willingness and openness too. Even sharing your initial statement that you put out, I know a lot of people were deeply moved by that, to think, how could they even, and not just the initial statement, even after that, sharing and being really open about what was happening. I think a lot of people who don't believe, who don't understand, were looking at that and saying, wow, where are they getting this piece from, right? How is this happening? How are they doing this? And I think you guys really beautifully handled a very difficult situation in front of the world in a way that deeply inspired people. So I just want you to know that.
Oh, thank you. Listen, all the glory to God. And I can't take any credit for that, because I think about it now and just like, I can't even imagine losing any of my kids. Like, it's just like, it's just,
Yeah.
it's wild.
Well, you guys are incredible people, and it's fun to watch you guys create. The film is Get Him Back for Christmas, Great American Family, and it hits on December 14th. Appreciate your time today.
No, dude, thank you. It's always so good talking to you, man.